York County is so much more than just a stop for gas on I-80. 17 County is filled with unique individuals with unique stories just waiting to be told. Welcome to the 17 County Podcast with your host, Emily Perry.
This is 17 County Podcast. Thank you for tuning in for today's episode. Be sure to like, subscribe, and listen. This helps our podcast grow, and we thank you for your continued support. We would also like to take the time to thank our York County Development Corporation members, AgriProducts, Cornerstone Bank, Nebraska Public Power District, and Central Valley Ag. Without these great members, we wouldn't be able to focus on the growth and development of York County here at the YCDC. So thank you. Let's get to the podcast. Meghan Cowger joins our podcast today, so thank you for joining us. She's the talent acquisition and recruitment coordinator for York General. You can often find Meghan finding more learning opportunities, engaging with clients or potential staff, or traveling to new places. So thank you so much for joining me today, taking time out of your, I'm assuming, very busy schedule.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. I'm excited to learn more about you. I feel like we cross paths all the time, but we never really get to dive into the deep question. Yeah. Well, somewhat deep. We'll see. So I guess just to start off with, tell me about you. Where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Rhinelander, Wisconsin, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not from York County. So I got here through York College, now York University. I was recruited. Actually, there's a strange little mini community of people in York from Rhinelander, Wisconsin. It's really weird. Yeah, mostly through the college, but yeah, so I was recruited by teachers that are up there that are from Wisconsin, and I ended up here, and I graduated in 2011. I moved away. I lived in Minneapolis for 3 years, and then everybody was still here getting married and having babies, and it just sounded like an exciting time to be back, so I moved back in 2015, and I've been here ever since.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So you said you lived out of state for a while and then came back.
I did.
What made you come back? I mean, you said family and seeing all, well, not family, friends having babies and all that.
Yeah. Well, I think York is just a great town in general, but so when I went to college, I was a biology major, pre-PA, and I wanted to be a PA. I was getting all my ducks in a row for that, basically, and still saving money for school. And I saw that there was still an opening as a CNA at the Hearthstone. It's okay. I saw that there was an opening for a CNA at the Hearthstone, and I had worked there my senior year of college. So I just came back. And then after a while, I decided, I think I just kind of want a little bit of a break from patient care, and just to do something different for a little bit, save money a different way. So I worked at the college, actually, for 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah, in student life. So I started out as a resident director in Thomas Hall, and then moved up to dean of students. And then in 2022, that's when I moved to HR at the hospital. So back in healthcare, but in a different light. It's kind of a neat full circle, actually.
Yeah, no kidding. So what made you, I mean, of course, saving money, but what would you say were the highlights of working on campus and being a part of that family? Yeah,
well, it really is a family there. I mean, you get to see people really just go through their whole college career and see their growth, and I love the aspects of student life where I got to be with student leaders as well. So I worked with student government, I worked with RAs a lot, hired RAs, and then got to work with them again with student conduct. And so we did a lot of leadership training, and that's always been something that I just really loved, even since I was in school. So getting to be kind of that person to guide them along that's probably was my favorite part.
Yeah.
It really is like a bubble almost, which can be good and can be bad, but it is special. It's really special up there. So the college is really near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, they have a lot of amazing staff and amazing students. I mean, some of the people that I've met that come out of York University, whether that be students graduating or whatever, are just, it's definitely evident that they've not only gotten a good education, but they've been supported throughout their journey. So, yeah, it's definitely somewhere to be proud of.
Yeah. I find that, even after people graduate, like sometimes they have a harsh reality coming when they go into the real world because they don't realize that everybody is that supportive, and York in general is just, it's a nice town, and it's not normal.
Yeah.
It's not normal.
Right. It's weird.
Yeah.
A good weird. But
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you were at the university for many years.
Yeah.
And then you go into York General, into your current position.
Yeah.
What was it like transitioning back into that, medical field, but not really medical field? You know what I mean?
Yeah, super, super cool. I love healthcare. And although I'm not the one that's at the bedside with patients or residents, what's really cool is that I'm the recruiter, so I get to recruit and I get to find those people that are. So it still feels it's the same mission, right? It's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you talked, or you just said the mission of York General. What, in very broad terms, what would you say the mission is, and what are you guys driving towards right now?
Yeah, so really our mission at York General is to provide accessible care to the region, and really excellent care. I think people kind of have a connotation that if you're in a rural, little, small town York, you probably need to go somewhere bigger because you're not going to get as high quality care, or they're going to have really outdated stuff or something like that. But it's not true. It's really not true. They are constantly updating things. I'm always amazed at just technology that we have, like our surgical care. We have total joint replacements that we keep breaking records for every year. And people just really want to work for us too, because they get to take care of community members and people they know and love, and you don't get that at a bigger city. So just keeping on providing care that they can do here closer to home, and like the specialty clinic is amazing.
Huge.
I think they see like 1,200 patients a month, just because providers, over 50 or so providers, come in and out. And just think of all the people that don't have to travel for a specialist. Like, it's really pretty cool. They got a lot going on there. So more than people would expect, for sure.
Well, I feel like that's York General as a whole. You guys have so many different moving pieces, and you really cover every part of a person's life. So obviously we know about York General Hospital.
Right.
We know about that. What other pieces would York General oversee?
Yeah, so we actually have 4 different campuses, all within like the 2-3 blocks. So we have the Westview Medical Campus. They have the dialysis center there. People come from all over to go to dialysis there 3 times a week. They have home health, child care for our employees is there. We have wound care, sleep studies, and then we have our long-term care. So we have the skilled nursing facility. I think it's 127 beds, and they're expanding so that people have more private rooms, which is really great. That's what we, especially with COVID, we want private rooms, right? And then Willowbrook is the assisted living, and they just broke ground the other day for the independent living. So really, some people are born there, and then now we have the capability for them to go their whole life. And on top of that, you see your provider at York Medical Clinic. They come see you in the hospital there. If you have to have therapy for whatever reason, a surgery or whatever, it's all right there. If you have to have therapy at home, they'll come to your home through home health. If you have to go to the long-term care facility, they can come see you over there too. You can have the same providers all throughout your care, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I was saying, every single piece of your life, York General has something to provide you, something to offer you. And like you were saying, when something is to happen, whether that be a wound, you go on dialysis, or all the other specialty clinic stuff. There's a million different things. You don't have to travel 45 minutes to get that care. And not only is it care, but it's quality care.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. So we have brushed past it like a million different times. What is your title?
Yeah. So I'm the Talent Acquisition and Recruitment Coordinator. It's a long title.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm a recruiter. It goes a little bit more than that. So I help our hiring managers with job posting. I do social media posts for our jobs as well. I go to job fairs. What else do I do?
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
I do all the background checks for new hires. I help
really?
with orientation. I do the pre-screen appointments, get everything set up basically from job posting and interviews all the way to day one. And then on top of that, I have some retention efforts that I do too to help make sure that we're keeping people happy and feeling appreciated and making sure that from an HR standpoint, they're getting the benefits that they need and stuff like that. So a lot of times, because I was that first point of contact, they don't know who else maybe to contact if they have a question. So a lot of times I'm just that point of contact to direct them to whoever they need also. So. And then on top of that is just general HR. So whatever the email or the call comes in, I can help with that too. So
okay.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So you said that you see people literally from the time that you're recruiting them, really, to the time that they're starting their job. And then past that, you do a lot of retention. And I know from the outside looking in, I don't work there, so I guess I can't really speak to it. But retention is something that you guys do really, really well.
Oh, thank you.
So what are some of the retention tools that you guys have picked up on that you see having an effect on your staff?
Yeah. Well, I mean, in this culture and this day of age, like, people need benefits for sure. They need good benefits. They're looking for work-life balance. They're looking for making sure that they're being paid fairly, especially in healthcare, where everyone is begging for work, right? Everyone's begging for help, from nurses to nursing support to and everyone.
Right.
And it's just really, it's a hard market. So making sure that they're paid competitively. We look at market twice a year, in the fall and in the spring, just to make sure that we're really up there with similar facilities in the area, in the state. But then also, like, our 401k, making sure that we're constantly pushing the button on our match. We have some financial literacy tools. We started giving our employees Ramsey Smart Dollar, just so that they work really hard for their money. So making sure that they manage it well and have the tools to do that. We have the Wellness Center. We have our Live Well program too. So and that is like challenges every month that they can do to live well, and then they earn points and can get chamber gift cards. So
cool.
Yeah. So HR doesn't deal with that, but just making sure that they have all of the resources that is available throughout the whole organization. And then just one of my big things is making sure people feel appreciated. So life is hard, and nursing, for sure. Nursing is hard. Healthcare is hard.
Right.
And it's hard when you're short-staffed, which is just universal right now. And so just making sure that they know that we're trying to get people all the time. But then sending thank you cards and doing appreciation gifts, stress relief kits. One time I just sent around a bunch of bubble wrap and tea and chocolate, stuff like that. But things to just acknowledge people. I want to make sure that I'm acknowledging their anniversary dates. A lot of times there's emphasis, especially in healthcare, where there's this huge sign-on bonus. But what happens when you've been there for 30 years? It's not like you get a sign-on bonus for 30 years. So just recognizing the long tenure at the organization, and we do have a lot of people with longevity there. So those are just some of the little things that we do.
Yeah. And you say little things, but they're so big. They're so big. There's a lot of people and businesses that either can't offer that, choose not to, whatever. So I think York General is almost a step ahead of the game with really, like you said, appreciating your staff, noticing that they're people. They have real things going on.
Yeah.
So,
and really the big thing is making sure that you're open and listening to what people actually need and not just doing the same thing you've always done. And our HR team is really good about pushing the envelope with getting more to people. Yeah. Really, really good about that.
Yeah.
At Cornerstone Bank, we are committed to providing you the best in banking products and service. With 46 locations throughout Nebraska, we are dedicated to serve you. Cornerstone Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And selfishly, I know it's a staff thing for the most part, but I'm very happy in the summers because there's the food truck Wednesdays.
Oh, yeah.
And I always know where good food is going to be.
Everyone can come to that. So it's so good. Yeah.
Such a good idea. But once again, I'm sure the staff appreciates it too, but I know I do.
Yeah, it's just that's another staff appreciation thing that actually our marketing engagement director, Morgan, does that. So it's an effort all over, but those are the little things that make work worthwhile, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So just talking about this, it's really obvious that you have a passion for it, a passion for making people comfortable where they're at, making sure they succeed. What drives that passion for you?
I'm in an interesting position where I get to help people find their dream jobs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I've been there. I've been there where I wanted to be in healthcare, right? And I wanted to get there, and I maybe didn't know how to achieve my dreams. And so, because I've kind of gone along that same path, I know how to help people, and I know how to direct them to people that know even more than I do.
Right.
And, at York General, too, we do a lot of help with education. So seeing the sparkle in people's eyes when they know that they're going to get a tuition assistance is really awesome. And really just, I don't know, I get to see some really cool things. Like I was in an interview yesterday, and when you find the right fit for something, it's life-giving, like
Absolutely.
People who are passionate and are going to be a really good fit for the organization and our residents and our patients. It's really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cool to hear people talk about loving what they do.
Yeah.
Because it's sometimes hard to find, but like you said, when the right person finds the right position, you can just tell.
Yeah.
You can just tell.
Yeah.
So going to currently, like our current day, like you said earlier, everyone's hiring. There are gaps everywhere. Hiring is really, really hard. Do you guys have open positions right now? And what all does that entail? What jobs are there?
Yeah. Oh, we definitely do. We will always probably have nursing positions open. It's just the nature of the field. We also have, we have nursing positions at long-term care, LPNs and RNs. We also have positions in labor and delivery, med-surg, and specialty clinic right now. We have an opening in each of those positions or departments. We have a radiology tech position open. We have a finance director position that just opened up.
Oh, interesting.
It's a new position. And then also a CIO, a chief information officer, if you're interested in tech stuff and can manage people. We joked this morning that I should apply for that job because I know how to fix the printer. So I didn't know I was so tech savvy. And then we also have, at Hearthstone, we have a plant ops position, and we have an environmental services position at Hearthstone as well. We also have dietary in all of our buildings, cooks and dietary aides. That's a pretty heavy need usually. So,
okay. Yeah. So if I were to come to you looking for a job, well, I guess I have a couple questions regarding that. What are some key qualities that you're looking for? I know that it's very different depending on what level of job you're getting. Let's say just very general, take the education level you need out of it.
Sure.
What are you guys looking for?
Well, our values at York General are I care, which means innovative, compassionate, attentive, respectful, and excellence. So I would say we are looking for good people.
Yeah.
Good people who care about the community and who realize the downstream effects of their job. So no matter where you are in the organization, people depend on you. And it's not just the organization and your coworkers that depend on you. It's actual people that are patients and residents who need care. And it doesn't matter where you work and what department. In order for the organization to run smoothly, we need all the pieces. And that all comes down to the patient level at some point. So understanding the downstream effect and, if you don't show up for a day, it actually makes a difference. And I don't know that everyone realizes that when they go in for a job. So we need people that are good people and realize the impact that they make. I think that's the biggest thing, really.
Yeah, absolutely. So then if I were looking for a job, where would I even start? Where would I go to look?
I would go to our website, yorkgeneral.org. We have a careers page, and so you can look through everything there. You can also always contact me at HR, Meghan Cowger. You can call me, 402-362-0415. You can email me, megan.cowger@yorkgeneral.org. But really, that website will give you just about everything you need to know.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Easy enough.
Yeah.
And you stole my next question.
How to contact me?
Yeah, that's good. So looking into kind of the trends and the things that are going on now, would you say that you said nursing, there's always open positions, but are there any positions that you see a lot of people maybe retiring, so there's going to be a lot of open positions, or a lot of people are going into one field and really excited about it, so there's just an abundance of applications for something?
Well, I would say, I think that post-pandemic, we're starting to get more into nursing. I think there was definitely a lull there for a little bit, understandably so.
Right.
At York General, since we have so much longevity, eventually I think that is going to run out, right? And so I think any time is a good time to watch for a job at York General. Just, you never know. You never know what's going to pop up, especially with that longevity. We have people retiring all the time. So those are really good jobs. They have to be if people want to stay there for 40, 50 years, right?
That's exactly right.
Those are the jobs you want to look for. I would say, too, some of our jobs, like right now we have a radiology tech position. That's a job that does not come open very often.
Oh, really?
And it's because our radiology team is so great. Those are teams that really love each other. They love working with each other, and people stay in those jobs. So there's hardly ever an opening. So if you can find a job that's never open, jump on it, right? So that's one of those positions for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's good to know. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so just to wrap up this portion of the podcast, is anything exciting coming up? And this could be personally or for the business. It could be anything.
Gosh. I think that, I would say probably our independent housing. Yeah. It's really, really exciting. York General or York County is always looking for housing. A lot of people will be coming in looking for housing. And it is an aging population, too. And so, the idea that you can stay in York to get help when you need it, but also independently is really cool. And I'm just really excited to see what the building's going to look like.
Yeah.
We've talked about how there's going to be like a commons area outside and with activities and stuff. They thought about putting a putting green out there. And
oh, cool.
I could just imagine my dad being there someday,
Yeah.
He would love something like that. So I don't know. I'm just really excited about that. And there's just a lot of changes, and they happen really fast. The renovations that they're doing at the Hearthstone have happened so fast. And I feel like they're probably almost done. I know that they projected by fall at the Hearthstone, and already it looks so great. So
that's amazing.
It happens fast.
Yeah, it happens really fast. I know that Jim Ulrich, your guys' exec, I've heard him say aging in place is one of the things that he wants to make available for everybody. And I think that's so neat. The idea that you can get all the help you need. And like you said, be there from birth at York General and then go all the way through your life.
Well, when you think about, like, if you come to that point where you need to sell your house and you need to go into some kind of facility, it's one thing to already pack up your whole life or give away your whole life. Who knows? It depends on the person, right? But to be able to still stay in your community, one less thing to change, I think is really great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, now we get to move on to a fun little portion called This or That, or Hot Potato, whatever you want to call it. So these are just really quick questions. First thing that pops up in your head for an answer. That's hard for me because I like to deliberate everything. Sweet or sour?
Sweet.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Do you have a preference on candy or anything like that?
I love chocolate. Just
Me too.
probably doesn't matter, actually.
Me too.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. Travel or stay home?
Travel.
Oh, and we didn't touch on this.
Yeah.
Travel. What's your favorite place that you've traveled?
Prague.
Oh my
Czech
goodness.
Republic. It is amazing. I've been there 3 times.
Okay.
It's like a fairy tale. Everything is so incredibly cheap. Like, you feel like a millionaire, even though I'm definitely not a millionaire. And it's so easy to get around. I love it. I love it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's good to know if I ever travel.
Yeah.
I'd have a destination.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah. Movies or TV?
Oh, that's kind of hard. Movies. I do like movies.
Do you have like a favorite?
My favorite movie is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Never seen it.
Oh, it's good. It's Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet, and I like that Jim Carrey's the serious one in that film.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really good. It's my favorite.
Yeah, I'll have to look into
Yeah.
it. Country or city?
I think city.
Okay.
I mean, I did live in Minneapolis for 3 years. I like the hustle and bustle. There's something about I don't know why now, but it's so funny how I could drive 45 minutes in Minneapolis to go to one store, no problem. It's just normal. But now if I have to go to the interstate, that seems like so far away.
Even though it's like a 10-minute drive. I feel the same way, though. I understand that.
Yeah.
Board games or card games?
Board games. I am terrible at games in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I can never get the rules. Card games are not my friend usually, and I'm not quick enough usually for something that, I mean, a lot of my friends like to do quick games, and I need time.
I need to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Camper or hotel?
Hotel. Mm-hmm. I love
the running
hotel.
water. And...
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's that. I love like a really luxurious bed, like nice duvet.
The nice pillows that you get. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. All right, well, do you have any parting words of wisdom for us as we go on our way?
I think something that I learned in my moving around in careers is that you can be good at a lot of things. A lot of times when you're young, you have an idea, I want to be this, and you think that that's the only way, and then it's disappointing when that doesn't turn out. It turns out you can be good at a lot of things, so don't box yourself in.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Excuse me. All right, well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat. I know I learned a lot. Do you want to give one last plug for how to reach you if people have questions?
Yeah. Again, my name is Meghan Cowger. You can reach me at 402-362-0415 or megan.cowger@yorkgeneral.org. Or you can just call York General and ask for HR. I'll be there.
Perfect. Well, thank you again so much. Can't wait to see what's next, and I'm sure that I, as well as maybe some of our listeners, will see you around.
Sounds great. Thank you.
In closing, we would like to once again take the time to thank our members, the people that help us drive change. We would like to thank York State Bank, Henderson State Bank, York General, Mead Lumber Company Incorporated, and York News Times. And thank you, our listeners, for tuning in. Catch you next time.